clothes, okay? So you're just going to have to deal with it. First of all, happy Friday to everybody. Good day. I got into the book of, I'm going to say it wrong, the book of Melchizedek. It's not cheese a deck. It's Melchizedek. The book of Melchizedek. You guys got to listen to that book. I know it's 4 hours. Oh my goodness. It explains where Lucifer went wrong. It explains how Adam and Eve were tricked, really tricked. It explains how Cain deliberately took the wrong route. And the book of Melchizedek was an amazing book. I know I put up links on Gab, YouTube community, and Facebook. Those were the only three places. I'm off of X. I'm still on IG, but I only use Instagram for putting up my broadcasts. I don't really, maybe I should get on it, but oh God almighty, I'm on every platform. I don't have time. Like maybe 10 years ago, I was really into it, but now things have changed. Like I want to be out in the world winning souls, because being on the computer, I'm just kind of tired of it. But anyway, I would like to ask all of you to look into the book of Melchizedek. Look into that book. Seriously, I know it's 4 hours long, but you'll really, really like it. Put it on, listen to it while you're doing house chores, cleaning, or crocheting, or whatever it is you do. Put it on and listen to it, because it tells you about where Lucifer went wrong in the first place that brought sin into the world. What an inspiring book. I cried at different points in that book. But here's the thing I want to get at. Now, when you listen, I guess you can read it too. I guess you can find a PDF file of the book of Melchizedek. However, I'm not saying it right. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. Melchizedek. Anyway, so at the beginning of that book, it talks about how Yahuwah created everything. He talks about how he created everything. He talks about the time from before we were all born on Earth. And if you've ever heard my testimony of my yellow orange planet, yeah, when you listen to the book of Melchizedek, that part of my testimony is going to make so much sense to you. It's not even funny, because what you don't remember is what I do remember, but that's because of Abba. What you don't remember is before you were born on Earth, you were up there with Yahuwah. Yes, you were. You just don't remember, because when you were born, Angel Gabriel went, shh. That's why you got the little indent right there, even up on your nose a little bit. Well, Gabriel pushed his finger a little bit too hard on my nose, because I got the split up there too, but he went, shh. Why did Gabriel do that when we were born? So that you and I would have free will to choose whether we wanted Yahuwah or not. Do you want your spouse or your significant other, do you want them to be with you because they want to be with you, or do you want to force them to be with you? It's a question. You want somebody to be with you because they want to be, because they love you, right? Well, the same for Abba. We can choose him, or we can choose any number of things. You guys Before you were born on earth, you were up in heaven with Yahuwah on your own planet. But you don't remember. Now, go look in the book of Melchizedek and listen to it. And listen to it until it's sunk in. Don't half-ass it. Then, a couple of things. I'm losing my thought. And I don't want to lose this thought because I want it to be a nice video for you guys. I'm trying to inspire you towards Yahuwah. If you go to a globe or a map and you look up the North Pole, the Arctic Circle, you're going to see nothing but water. When I was a little kid 50 years ago, it was nothing but ice. But now all that ice is gone. And if you look at a globe or a map and you look at the North Pole, the Arctic Circle, all you see is water. That's because in the Arctic Circle, in the North Pole, what's his name? He's a 33-degree Mason. We're always talking about him. Admiral Byrd, the piece of crap. Hey, Bridge, are you out there? Bridge, I hope you hear what I'm saying because you're fallen. And anytime you want to use your real name, Bridge, the living light is waiting for you, Bridge. Rotten pig. Liar. I'm still taking you and your friends to court, Bridge. This is the whole point. Admiral Byrd never flew into a big hole in the center of the earth. If he did, it would have been in Antarctica. Now, Admiral Byrd said he flew into that big hole in the Arctic Circle, not in Antarctica. You guys need to go back and listen to those recordings because you got it all twisted up in your head. You're not listening. You're twisting it. Admiral Byrd, a 33-degree Mason, said he flew into a big hole in the Arctic Circle and met the king of the universe, or the master of the universe. That's a bunch of malarkey. Do you know what's in the North Pole, the Arctic Circle? Mount Zion. What is it? Rupus Nigris. Nigris or Nigris. I might be saying it wrong. But that translates to Black Rock. Mount Zion. Mount Zion is is the highest mountain on the face of the earth, and wind blows around it. Mount Zion is in the Arctic Circle. That's why all of our compasses point north, is because of Rupus Nigris. Black Rock. In the book of Melchizedek, it's known as Mount Zion. That's in the center of the earth. From that, Mount Zion flows a river, and it breaks off into 4 rivers and feeds the rest of the world. Well, in your Arctic Circle, it's not water. You got Mount Zion, you got a river around it, and then you have 4 areas of land and 4 rivers splitting through that land that feeds the rest of the world. Those 4 pieces of land and Mount Zion are taken off our maps. Do you know why? Because Admiral Byrd is a damn liar, and you and I fell for it. Now, I repent, I rebuke it, and I renounce him. Do you know what's really up in the North Pole, in the Arctic Circle? The Garden of Eden. Go listen to the book of Melchizedek. Up in the north, oh my gosh. They're hiding his kingdom from us. It has nothing to do with the master of the universe and Admiral Byrd. It has everything to do with the fact they're hiding Eden from us, and they don't want you and I to see what's up in that area, on those 4 areas of land that surround Rupus Nigris. Because if we saw what's up there, we would know for certain Yahuwah's kingdom is real, and not to choose Lucifer, not to choose Satan. Get out of my chat room, kid. You're one of Satan's minions. You're not one of Yahuwah's. Get out of my chat room, brat. Hi, Mel. How are you, sweetheart? I love you. Happy Friday. It's always a pleasure to see you. I actually got to get home. I have an appointment this morning with me in a shower. I'm not your rabbi. Go ask Yahuwah. Now, I don't know if you are with those other three up there, but I'm not interested in your questions. Go ask Yahuwah. I'm not your rabbi. Get out. Where was I? Hi, Mel. How are you? Go ask Yahuwah. I ain't him. I'm Holly. My quickie is that I'm going to make sure I'm not more than 20, 30 minutes, and then I got to go home and take care of some things on the home front. That's why it's a quickie, because I'm not going to sit here for 3-4 hours. I'd much rather sit here for 3-4 hours, but I don't think I'm done talking about this Melchizedek. I hope I'm saying it right. OMPS. Oh, PMS. It's great. Anyway, I got to be on my feet this morning, and I don't have time for an irritable bowel syndrome attack. And I cannot be hurting, and I cannot let other people see that I'm hurting right now. PMS, that's what, I kid you not, that's what I'm taking. The kratom's called PMS. I've never forgotten that name. Oh, PMS. All right, so let's get back to the Arctic Circle. Now, Cain was the first person to build a city. How do you get the technology to build a city? I bought a cigarette from my friend, okay? I don't want to hear it. I'm not perfect, and neither are you. So don't jump down my neck, please. I ain't smoking in my house either, so I don't want to hear about it. Plus, my house ain't your house. All right. Now, Cain was the first person to build a city, and I noticed that in the Bible. And it was strange because it popped out at me. I'm like, Abba, I've read this a gazillion times. Fast forward to the past couple of days, I've been listening to the book of Melchizedek. You know what I'm talking about. So instead of sacrificing a lamb, Cain turns around and kills his brother Abel. Jackass. He won't kill a lamb. Oh, and did you guys know this? And when you read in the Bible and it talks about Cain and Abel giving their sacrifice to Yahuwah, do you know what sacrifice that was do you know what it was that they were making that sacrifice for? Because the Bible doesn't really give you a lot of background. And I'm always asking Abba, can you give me the background, the atmosphere, the little details, the little nuances? Can you give that to me? And he does. Cool. So I'm drawing blanks and I don't want to draw blanks. So do you know what the sacrifice that Cain and Abel made? Now, Yahuwah accepted Abel's, but Yahuwah came to Cain and said, listen, if you do what's right, I'll accept it from you, but you have to do it this way. And now Yahuwah was explaining the sacrifice of the lamb to both Abel and Cain directly. So they understood it. They knew it. Cain wanted to go his own way. Do you know what sacrifice it was? I'm going to give the whole story away. All right. So Abel and his new wife brought a lamb to the altar, sacrificed the lamb so that Abel and his new wife could be joined in matrimony. Cain with his wife. Well, Cain's wife stayed at home. She didn't go with him to the altar. Instead, she just listened to whatever he said and took it as fact. Not Abel's wife. Abel's wife went with him to the altar. They sacrificed the lamb. They both got cleaned up together. They were both united in matrimony because of that sacrifice. What does Cain do? He goes up to his altar, not with his new wife, and he leaves fruits and flowers. Fruits and flowers. Do you know where Sunday worship came from? You know what Allie and Shelley and Safi do, their Sunday worship? Yeah, it came from Cain. Yeah, it did. They're children of Cain, not children of Yahuwah. But moving on from that. So Cain refuses to do the sacrifice, leaves fruits and flowers up on the altar. At the end of the night, Yahuwah shows up and says, listen, if you do what's right, I've explained this to you before, I will accept this from you. Cain wouldn't do it. So he goes back and tells his not wife, yeah, I made the sacrifice. I got Yahuwah's blessing. So the two of them fornicate. They're not married, so it's not lovemaking. It's fornication. So they heathenistically fornicate. And then Cain comes up with a lot. Well, anyway, Cain had decided to come up with this scheme where he was going to go get Adam, bring Adam out to a faraway woods and sacrifice him instead of the lamb. And that's what Cain did. And then Cain took his heathenistic fornicating wife and ran away with her. Well, they didn't run too far because Yahuwah caught up with them and said, Cain, what did you do? And when Yahuwah caught up with them and said, Cain, what did you do? It was at that moment that his fornicating woman, it's not his wife, they were never married. That's when she found out Cain killed Abel, and she stayed with Cain. She stayed unmarried and fornicating and spawned a whole nation of evilness. Cain and his wife were never married because of the crap Cain pulled. Now, Cain killed his brother Abel. What happens nowadays? Come on, it still happens in the dumps. It still happens in Washington, D.C. Don't play stupid. Don't play stupid. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You pay your tax dollars blindly to a rogue, tyrannical government. Aren't you stupid? They said they make a human sacrifice to the kingdom of darkness, to Satan, so they can obtain and gain technology, power, and other sorts of things. So Cain kills Abel, and from the kingdom of darkness acquires the knowledge to build a city. You don't even know how to build a house, let alone an entire city. But Cain built an entire city. And I bet you we would find remnants of all of that up on the four lands that surround Rupas Negras. Black Rock. That's what it translates to. Another name would be Mount Zion. Now, I know you want to say there's a Mount Zion in the country of Israel. Stop it. That country is built by a bunch of lying Jews. The Jerusalem I talk about is the one in heaven. Big fat difference. The country is fallen and run by a bunch of lying Jews. So, Abel, Cain, Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden, everything that Adam and Eve built once they were exiled from that garden is hidden from you and I because they make it all water on our maps. And they take off those 4 pieces of land that surround Mount Zion, Black Rock. They take that off our maps and put water all over it. If you and I got up there, you and I would see traces of Adam and Eve, Abel and Cain, and all of it. You and I would be able to meet that angel that stands up by the garden protecting it. But they're not, the powers that be are not going to allow you and I up there to talk to that angel. Yeah, you try to go up there to the North Pole, you're going to be stopped by a lot of government and military. You're going to be blown out of your seat. Just like you're never going to make it to Antarctica down to the 88th degree. And what was it? Jaron and Dipshit and all of the Dipstick and all of those people, Witsit, whatever, they only went to the 80th degree. They didn't go to 88. Actually, they went into a studio and filmed it. And then they thought you and I were going to be so stupid to crumble under their lies and lap up their lies. No. They're the dogs. They're the pigs. They're the ones against Yahuwah. They chose it that way. Satan chose it that way. You think I feel bad for him? You think I feel bad for a third of that heaven? You think I feel bad for Cain? See, it's that type of garbage that does not deserve this earth at all. And I hate it. And I dislike it. I was used as a super soldier for 37 years. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, I've seen giants and all these fallen angels and aliens in the dumbs, all of that crap. And guys, it's right in front of your face too, if you care to look at it. You know what the Matrix is? It's the set of lies that everybody believes in. Since they were born, from birth, you were thrown in school and programmed. You were thrown in church. You were thrown in work and programmed. You have a choice to break out of the matrix of lies that you've been programmed with and turn to the living light or not. You can call it red pill, the matrix of lies, and blue pill, the truth, whatever. You have a choice. You can stay in your bubble of lies, or you can get out a pin, pop it, and join me. Let's go to Yahuwah and get the truth from him. Please take the time to listen to the book of Melchizedek, Melchizedek, and go before Abba and talk to him. Spend some time with him so you can understand the difference between this darkness and the living light. People are running to and fro, but they're not running to Yahuwah. You know how many people online, they run to this ministry, to that ministry. What's this video say? What's that video say? But they never, ever once run to Yahuwah with prayer and fasting. What about running into his arms? People are busy running to and fro. Oh, well, LA said this and Dean said that. Oh, well, Timothy said this one and Alberino said that. And oh, well, Horn's dead, so we can't listen to him. Oh, but let's run over here to somebody else. And you guys are running to and fro, and you're getting nothing done. All you're doing is hearing other people's opinions. You're never getting the truth from Yahuwah's mouth himself. Guys, go to him directly. I'm telling you. Cut out the middleman, cut out the church, cut out the online ministry, cut out all of these people who say they know something, but they don't. What? They know about the world? So what? I know about Yahuwah. That's better. He provides for us. He gives us refuge. He loves us. He gives us protection. Anything I want to know, even if it's about the darkness, I go to Yahuwah and say, Yahuwah, I'm sorry. There's some darkness over there. It's catching my attention. I want to stay in your will. What do I do? Abba, will you show me what that is over there? I think it's out of your will, but will you explain to me what that is? He does. He never leaves me out there dangling. He never leaves me out to dry. He always gives me the answers, whether it's an adventure or he just smacks that answer on me immediately. He always gives me the answer. Everything I want to know, I take it to him, regardless of what it is, what the topic's about, whether I think he's going to be happy, sad, or indifferent. I just bring it to him, and then I wait for his countenance. I wait for him. I wait for an answer from him. And if it's wrong, then I say, Abba, I repent, but thank you for telling me it's wrong. Now I'm not going to go out and make that mistake. Thank you. And that's what I wanted to share with you this morning. That's the quickie. I feel great. I actually want to go back. I've listened to the book of Melchizedek for the past 2 days. I want to go back and listen to it from beginning to end with it just playing through once. I kept saying to Abba for the past 2 days, I'm like, I'm the worst person to watch a movie with. Every 2 minutes, I'm rewinding it to the beginning to make sure I catch every little word you say. I don't want to miss a beat or skip a step with you, Yahuwah. You're my everything, and I want to know more. So I just mean to turn you guys on to Yahuwah. I mean for you to get fire and passion. And I'm just downright begging you, please go to Yahuwah in Yahushua's name. Please seek him out for yourself. Please get saved and baptized. And if you need help with baptisms or spiritual warfare, I'm right here. Ask me. You don't need money. Just grab my attention and ask me. I'd be more than happy to help. You can leave me a comment underneath any one of my videos, and I'll shoot you my email and where you can get in touch with me. If you need help with baptism, spiritual warfare, or just questions or anything, I'm here. I want to make sure you and I both get to Yahuwah. I've had it. I've had it with the darkness, and I'm tired. So, all right, guys, thank you for the quickie. Less than 30 minutes. Now I can go see my elderly friend, and I'm hoping I can get a shower all before 10 a.m. Right now it's 9:13, so I don't know. I'm really pushing bucks right now, but guys, I love you very much, and maybe I can come back and hang out with you some more. But yeah, go listen to that book of Melchizedek, or Chizedek, Melchizedek. I'm sorry, Yahuwah. Check it out. The book of Melchizedek. I put up links on my pages. I know you might have to scroll through things, but you'll find it. It's 4 hours long, but it's worth it. You'll feel so much closer to Abba. You'll feel like you know the universe's secrets. And you know what? When you get done with that book, I'll tell you what, you're going to know more than your very own pastor and evangelist that you've been going to for 60 years. Guaranteed. Go check it out. All right, guys. Yahusha Barakas, I love you, and I hope to see you guys later. And please forgive me for being in my night clothes, but I couldn't contain myself. I've been, like, even through the night, I kept waking up and putting the book of Melchizedek back on in my sleep because I just wanted to be close to Yahuwah and his living light. All right, I love you guys so much. I love Yahuwah more, though. See you later. I love you.